Now, let me ask you something. You really think your real estate portfolio doing 7, 10, maybe 12% a year is crushing it, while crypto is too risky? Because I'm going to show you why my simple crypto strategy beats those real estate returns long term, even when I use absolutely worst case crypto numbers. Alright, let's get into it. I'm Milo, and I made a 23 times return on investment trading crypto. Not with some crazy wall of indicators, not with 15 screens, not with insider calls. In the first 90 days, that trade was already up 10 times in unrealized profits. And after about 2 years, it printed a 23 times return. Most people think you need a super complex trading strategy for that kind of result. You don't. Today, I'm going to break down exactly how I did it, step by step, using a simple 3-stage system that you can understand even if you're not a full-time trader. Quick note, before we go deeper, I don't give financial advice. This is my personal experience and strategy. You always need to do your own research and only risk what you can afford to lose. Cool? Let's go. Here's the plan. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to position yourself to build serious wealth trading crypto. We'll go through Stage 1, understanding Bitcoin cycles. Stage 2, using leverage the right way or choosing not to. Stage 3, spot trading and how I pick coins that can massively outperform. Let's compare the two opportunities everyone argues about, real estate versus crypto. First, real estate, what most people prefer and feel safe with. According to multiple sources, average real estate return on investment is somewhere between 7 and 12% a year. To be generous, I'll use an above-average return on investment of 24% a year. That's literally double the high end of the average. So, let's say you invest $100,000. After 1 year at 24%, that grows to $124,000. If that compounds again the second year, $124,000 grows another 24% to $153,760. So after 2 years, your total return on investment is 53.76%. Not bad. Most people would be very happy with that. Now, let's compare that with what I did in crypto. On one of my trades, I made a 23 times return on investment. But for this example, I actually want to be extremely generous to real estate and extremely pessimistic about crypto. So instead of using my real 23x, let's pretend I did a bad trade. Let's say the trade only did a 2x over 2 years. So your $100,000 becomes $200,000. That's a 100% return on investment over 2 years. Even with an above average, almost dream level 24% real estate return. And even with an incredibly bad crypto trade compared to what's actually possible, crypto still dramatically outperforms. This is why I say, crypto and a clear repeatable strategy is the real money machine. Now let me show you the 3 stages of that strategy. Stage 1, Bitcoin cycles, the foundation of everything. Bitcoin moves in cycles. If you only understand this one idea, you already have an edge over most people in the market. I want you to imagine the real estate market. Imagine you knew roughly when prices were going to be cheap, and when the market was overheated and about to cool off, you'd know when to buy bargains and when to sell into crazy demand. That's exactly what Bitcoin cycles give us in crypto. There are periods of accumulation where smart money quietly loads up, then expansion, where price starts trending up, then full-blown euphoria, where everyone suddenly becomes a crypto expert. And finally, the painful come down, where everything crashes and Twitter goes quiet. The day I really understood Bitcoin cycles was the day I solved my biggest problem as a trader. Before that, I used to buy randomly. I'd hold on to huge profits like they were gonna grow forever. I watched 5 times, 8 times, 10 times. Gains turn into almost nothing just because I didn't have a framework that told me, hey, this is the part of the cycle where you take profit. Once I mapped my trades onto the Bitcoin cycle, everything clicked. So here's how I use this in a simple way. Step 1, I figure out where we roughly are in the Bitcoin cycle. Are we early, mid, late bull, or already in a bear market? Step 2, I only take aggressive positions when the cycle is in my favor. I don't try to be a hero in the middle of a brutal downtrend. Step 3. I already know in advance before I enter a trade, where in the cycle I want to start taking profits. That's the base. Without understanding Bitcoin cycles, everything else is just guesswork. Stage 2. Leverage. The steroids of trading and why I treat them with respect. Leverage is like steroids for your trades. It's a multiplier. It can multiply your gains, and it can absolutely nuke your account. On many exchanges, you'll see leverage options from 1x all the way up to 125x. The higher the leverage, the riskier your trade gets. Personally, I never go higher than 5x. Why? Because at 5x, my losses are multiplied by 5, but so are my profits. And when you already understand Bitcoin cycles, you don't need insane leverage to make serious money. You should also know about margin. Margin is simply the money you put at risk to back up the trade. And there are two types, cross margin and isolated margin. Cross margin uses your whole balance to back up a trade. That means if your trade goes horribly wrong, you can lose everything on that account. This is how people get wiped out. Isolated margin is different. You choose a fixed amount to risk before you enter the trade. If the trade goes against you, the worst that can happen is you lose that fixed amount, not your entire account. I stay away from cross margin. I want control over my risk. And here's the thing, leverage brings a lot of risk. Just recently, billions of dollars were liquidated in the crypto market because people used insane leverage. All it takes is one sharp move against you, and the exchange closes your position automatically. Now, here's the good news. You don't need leverage to make life-changing returns. My 23x trade was done without leverage. I treat leverage as a tool, not a necessity. It's something I selectively use, and only when the Bitcoin cycle and my risk management line up perfectly. If you're new, you can completely ignore leverage and still do incredibly well just with spot trading. Which brings us to stage 3, spot trading, where I found my 23x coin. Spot is the normal way to trade crypto. If you ever bought Bitcoin or any other coin on an exchange and just held it, that was a spot trade. Now, the key question, which coins do you buy? This is where most people mess up. They run to their friends, to TikTok, to random Telegram groups, and ask, what should I buy? What coin is going to the moon? That's gambling. When it comes to picking coins, you have to do your own research. But do your own research doesn't mean go buy the first coin that sounds interesting. You need a checklist, a clear plan to filter out the worst coins and focus on high probability winners. I use what I call my crypto checklist, a simple set of criteria I run every coin through. That's how I found the coin that made me 23x. It wasn't luck, it wasn't a random DM. It was the result of systematically filtering coins until only a few strong candidates were left. Here's how I think about it in simple steps. Step 1. I use the Bitcoin cycle to decide when I even want to be shopping for coins. I don't go hunting in the middle of a brutal downtrend. Step 2. I run potential coins through my checklist. If they don't pass, I move on. No emotion. Step 3. I build a mix of spot positions and sometimes small, controlled leverage positions. Spot gives me a safety net. Even if things don't go perfectly, I can still walk away with good profits if I respect the cycle and take profit. Leverage is there only to amplify moves when conditions are really in my favor. That's it. No magic. No 20 indicator charts. Just cycles, controlled use of leverage, and smart spot coin selection. So why does my crypto strategy beat most real estate returns long term? Because while real estate slowly compounds at maybe 7 to 12% a year, or 24% in a very optimistic example, crypto, combined with a simple, disciplined system, can turn even modest trades into returns that blow those numbers out of the water. But you have to respect the game. Understand Bitcoin cycles. Treat leverage like a loaded weapon, not a toy, and use a clear checklist to choose your spot coins instead of chasing hype. If you apply that mindset, you put yourself in a completely different category from the average investor.